Okay, so in this video, we are going to go over different breastfeeding positions. So I have my decorative pillow here, I have my regular pillow here, I have my breast in case I need it for this demonstration, and then I have my little baby. So the first position I'm gonna go over, and usually one of the more popular ones when you're more experienced at breastfeeding or as your baby gets a little bit older and you're feeling more comfortable, is the cradle position. And that's where your baby is like this. In the latching demonstration video that we have, I go over proper positioning for your baby. But again, your baby is going to want to be belly to belly with you. You don't want their neck twisted or anything. So you want their nose positioned at your nipple. And basically in the cradle position, you are supporting their head and neck and body with this arm, and then using this hand in whatever way is comfortable for you to get the baby latched. This can be a more awkward position, so that's why for first-time moms, or even while you and your baby are working on getting breastfeeding established, this can just be a little bit of a more awkward and not super comfortable position. But once you guys get the hang of it, this can be a pretty comfortable position. And you want to make sure that you're nice and supported by pillows around you, as well as behind your back. You want to make sure that you are nice and comfortable, because you can be in this position for quite a while. And along those lines, I'm going to go over the cross-cradle hold. And that is where you are using the hand that is on the other side, the arm on the other side, to support their body and their head and their neck. And you're going to put your fingers back here to one side of their chin and their cheek, and then you're going to use your thumb to help support the other side. So it's going to be supporting their head, neck, and body with this arm. Again, you want to make sure you're nice and comfortable with pillows. And then this arm is going to, this hand is going to be positioning the breast in a proper position and helping you latch your baby on. And sometimes, like I said, especially when you're first getting started with breastfeeding and trying to establish breastfeeding, this can be a great way to start. And then once your baby latches, you can switch to the cradle position pretty easily, as long as your baby stays on the breast. Some babies are particular about what position that they will latch the best. So you will get to know that as you get to know breastfeeding with your baby or babies. So this position is very helpful for, this cross cradle position is very helpful for premature babies. It's also very helpful for newborns that are trying to establish breastfeeding or just have a difficult time latching anyways. This is an easier position for both you and the baby, because you have, this hand just has a lot more movement in order to get the breast in the right position for the baby. And you also have a lot of control over their head and neck. So it's really a lot easier to latch them to your breast this way. Rather than this way, you kind of have to go like this, and it just doesn't work super well. So this is a great way to latch a newborn that is struggling to latch, or a smaller baby, a premature baby, or even if you're just a first-time mom, or even second, third-time mom. Is just so different with each baby on the way they latch and how they breastfeed and everything. So another really popular position is the football hold. And that is when your baby is positioned like this, and the arm that is on the same side as them is helping support their body and their head and their neck. Again, you're going to have your fingers on one side of their cheek and their jawline, and then the thumb is going to be kind of around their ear. It depends on the baby and how big they are, and how big your hands are as to where your hands are touching on them. But the goal here is to support their head and neck as they breastfeed. So they're, again, going to make sure that they're nice and flat to your body. Make sure that their head is in a position that they're not having to twist or turn or reach for the breast at all. Again, their nose should be right where your nipple is. And this is a really great position if you have twins, because you can breastfeed on both sides at the same time. This is a great position if you have larger breasts, or if you have more flat or inverted nipples. This can also be a good position. And this also gives you a lot more movement with your hand in order to position your breast in the right way to get a proper latch. This is also a great position if you've had a C-section, because it eliminates a lot of the pressure off your abdomen when you're breastfeeding this way versus this way, because your baby can be resting quite a bit on a pillow. There's no pressure on an incision site or anything like that. And then again, with this hand, you're going to use this to get the proper position of your nipple into your baby's mouth to get the proper latch. So now I'm laying down on the couch. Another great position for you if you've had a C-section and want that pressure off your abdomen is the sideline breastfeeding position. This is also a good breastfeeding position at night. When you're tired, you just have to make sure that you don't do your best to not fall asleep because you don't want to suffocate your baby. So this is a popular one though for nighttime feedings as well. And what this looks like is you laying down, typically propping your head up with your hand. I'm trying to go like this a little bit. But again, you want your baby's belly to be at your belly, nice and flush with it. Again, you don't want them having to look around or twist their head to try to find the food because that's not comfortable for anybody to try to eat when they're like this or like this. So side laying position, you would like this. And again, baby's nose to your nipple. This one can be more challenging. This is for more people that are more established with breastfeeding and kind of got the hang of it a little bit better because you only have use of one hand pretty much. So if your baby has gotten pretty good at breastfeeding, you guys are feeling pretty comfortable with it, this hand is mainly to support their head and their neck while they latch on and breastfeed. Okay, then the last position that I wanted to show you guys, I had to take my hair clip out for this, is the laid back position. And this one is actually one of the more common ones that we see when moms first have their baby in the hospital or even at home because, you know, if they're getting repaired, if they had a tear and the doctor's repairing them, this is a good position at first when the baby's rooting around and really wanting to eat, but you're not necessarily able to sit upright yet. Other than that, this is typically a position that is used for people that are more established in their breastfeeding. So this laying back position is where you're typically not all the way flat, usually a little more propped up than this. But again, you want your baby's belly to your belly, and you want their nose to your nipple, and you're going to use both hands for supporting their head and neck, making sure that they can still breathe when they're breastfeeding, and then you can use your other hand for a C hold of your breast to try to get proper positioning and a proper latch. And it's important to note that oftentimes women's nipples get cracked, sore, bleed, all those things. When that happens, it can feel defeating, but there are creams that you can use to help prevent the cracking, help prevent the bleeding, but even then it doesn't always work to help prevent that. Lanolin is something that we know and love, and that is a cream that will go directly on your nipple after each feeding, and it will, you don't have to wipe it off before the next feeding or anything. It can stay on. So with all of these breastfeeding positions, you just want to make sure that you are monitoring your baby's breathing, making sure that they're not getting suffocated by your breast. You want to make sure that the latch is comfortable and that it's not painful. Again, go over that, and we go over that in the latching demonstration. You just want to be making sure to keep a close eye on your baby while they're breastfeeding night and day. And that concludes this breastfeeding demonstration. We hope you guys got a few tips and tricks out of it that you didn't know before. And as always, if you need anything at all, please feel free to reach out to us at childbirthallies@gmail.com. We would love to help you out, and we wish you the best of luck.